Welcome back, gentlemen. Let's dive right in, shall we?
Please do. We have important business to attend to.
Of course, I understand. So let's get right to it. You and your little club have retrieved Caesar at his house and you're on your way to the Capitol. There's quite a stir in the streets to watch you all pass by. Well, to watch Caesar pass by, I suppose. When Caesar notices the soothsayer in the crowd.
Oh, you mean the one that bid Caesar beware the Ides of March?
Exactly. And Caesar is quick to point out to him that the Ides of March have come. I think he's trying to suggest that the soothsayer was wrong about his prediction. But the soothsayer is just as quick to point out to him, and he says, I, Caesar, but not gone, which is a good point. The day isn't over yet.
Indeed.
Well, so you're almost to the Capitol when there's a flurry of activity around Caesar. It seems like everybody wants a piece of him, to use an expression.
Who's trying to talk to him?
Well, let's see. Looks like the first is Artemidorus.
Artemidorus?
Yes, he's a teacher of rhetoric, apparently. He wants Caesar to read a letter that he's written.
What would he want to talk about?
Well, we're not going to be able to find out because Decius steps in to ask Caesar to read another letter. This one's by Trebonius.
Good move, Decius.
But Artemidorus is very insistent, begging Caesar to read his letter since it has to do with Caesar himself.
Tell Artemidorus to come to the Capitol. Caesar doesn't do business in the streets.
Well, that's exactly what you tell him, and you all continue on your way.
Good move, Cassius.
But then someone pulls you aside, Cassius. Someone named Popilius.
What does he want?
Well, he just says, I wish your enterprise today may thrive.
What does he mean, our enterprise?
Well, enterprise, like your business or your plans.
No, I know what it means. What is he referring to?
Oh, yes, of course. Well, yes, so that's exactly what you ask him. But he says goodbye and off he goes.
He must know what we're planning to do. Our plot has been discovered.
Well, that's when you notice, Brutus, that Popilius has gone up to talk to Caesar.
Oh, no. Tell Casca to be ready. What shall we do, Brutus? Either Caesar or Cassius will die today. I'll kill myself if I have to.
Okay, let's calm down here. You Romans are so eager to kill yourselves. Brutus notices that Popilius is smiling as he's talking to Caesar, and Caesar hasn't changed his expression.
Then he must not be talking about us or our enterprise. Keep calm, Cassius.
And then you notice, Cassius, that Trebonius is talking to Mark Antony and starting to pull him away from Caesar, who is now seated in his chair. You say Trebonius knows his time. This is all part of the plan, I take it?
What about Metellus Cimber?
Oh yes, Metellus Cimber, let's see. Well, Brutus notices that Metellus Cimber is talking to Caesar now.
Great, then Decius must be near too to help support Cimber.
And so he does. And then Cinna says to Casca, you are the first that rears your hand. Oh dear, does rear your hand mean what I think it means? Are you guys gonna stab him? Is this all about to go down? I mean, I guess I knew this was gonna happen eventually.
Tell us what's happening.
Oh, yes, sorry. So Caesar says that he's ready to do business, and Metellus Cimber bows down before him. But before he can say anything, Caesar tells Metellus to not bow and grovel before him, that he's not the kind of man to be affected by flattery and begging. He says that Metellus' brother was banished by decree, and he sees no reason to change his mind about it now, especially if Metellus is just going to be groveling and begging. He says, no, Caesar doth not wrong, nor without cause will he be satisfied. He sounds pretty constant, as you Romans like to say.
And then Metellus says?
Oh, right. So let's see. He asks if there is a voice more worthy than his own to sound more sweetly in great Caesar's ear for the repealing of my banished brother.
I kneel too and kiss Caesar's hand.
Really? You kneel before Caesar? Isn't this the kind of thing that you guys hate to do? You didn't want Caesar to be king, and now you're treating him like one.
But I tell him it's not in flattery. I just want Caesar to grant Cimber's brother to return to Rome.
Well, Caesar seems as surprised as I am that you're kneeling before him.
I kneel too. I fall to Caesar's feet to beg the return of Publius Cimber.
Okay, well, let's see. I guess this is no surprise, but Caesar doesn't seem any more inclined to change his mind now. He says that your begging might work if he were like all of you. That sounds kind of stuck up. He says, but I am constant as the northern star, of whose true fixed and resting quality there is no fellow in the firmament. Wow. So let's see. He seems to be comparing himself to the northern star, or the pole star as we call it. So that's the star in the sky that doesn't move, and all the other stars.
We know what the
in-
Northern Star is.
Oh, yeah, of course, sorry. So then he says, the skies are painted with unnumbered sparks. They are all fire, and every one doth shine. That's a nice image. But there's but one in all doth hold his place. Oh dear, I think I see where this is headed. So in the world, he says, 'tis furnished well with men, like all those stars in the sky, I suppose he means. Yet in number I do know but one that unassailable holds on his rank, unshaked of motion, and I am he. Wow, I see what you guys mean about this guy's ego. Anyway, he says he'll show you just how constant he is, and he announces that Publius Cimber will remain banished. Sorry, guys, sounds like a done deal.
And then what?
Oh, yes, let's see. Well, then Cinna kneels. You know, I really don't think this is going to work, guys. If it didn't work when Brutus
Others?
kneeled... Oh, yes, actually. Then Decius kneels. It must be getting really crowded around Caesar by this point. Oh, dear. I should have seen this coming. This was part of the plan the whole time. This was what you guys wanted.
And then?
We're waiting, Ralph.
Yes, I suppose it's time. Casca cries, "Speak, hands, for me." And he stabs Caesar. Oh, that's not necessary here. It's actually against studio policy, so maybe we should... But yes, you stab him too. You all stab him. Even you, Brutus. You're the last. And when Caesar sees you do it, he says his final words, "Et tu, Brute." That's Latin, right?
You too, Brutus?
Yeah, that's what I thought. "Et tu, Brute," then fall Caesar. And he dies. Cinna cries out, "Liberty, freedom, tyranny is dead." He urges everyone there to proclaim it in the streets.
Yes, we should yell it in the streets. Liberty, freedom, we have our power back.
How is everyone reacting?
To find out more about that, we'll be right back.
Seriously? You're gonna make us wait?
Seriously.